Hello and welcome to Footy Corner. I'm Sparks. Nice to see you again. If you're coming in here from fresh, please make sure you're hitting the like, the subscribe, and share the live. That'd be much appreciated. We've got with us today the Nomad Post. How are we doing, sir?
We're good. How are you? It's a pleasure.
Yeah. Welcome in. It's first time on the show. Hopefully not the last. And you know, so yeah. Hopefully you I don't scare you off or bore you to death or whatever. You know.
No, man. I don't scare easily. I'm a resilient. And as long you see the shirt I'm wearing, so
Yeah.
people say if you want a loyal man, you need to go for an Arsenal fan because
I
we
mean,
have
I
been through
mean,
shits.
yeah, that's kind of the deal, isn't it? You know, if you want the loyalty, you have to go for an Arsenal fan. Well, that's the theory, anyway. But
Yeah.
yeah, but yeah, how we doing anyway? What's how we faring after the week? Obviously the weekend, and
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm still enjoying that Grimsby win and also
yeah,
that 5-0 at Emirates.
yeah. The 5-0 was a nice little tonic, wasn't it? It was obviously I don't think we started that well in the game. I thought we were a bit lackluster for about 35 minutes, I would have thought, and somewhere around there, and started picking it up probably leading up to half time, wasn't it? And the actual goal from Saka, which I missed, by the way. I was in a Saka shirt at the game, and I went to the loo to get a drink, and yeah, I had to watch it on the concourse. So I was cheers
I'm
to that
sorry for that.
Saka.
I enjoyed every bit. In fact, there's exact goal like that he scored at Elland Road the other season that they were playing the Premier League.
Yeah,
Just with the right foot. I remember Wenger, Bukayo asked for Wenger advice and he was told, the more you try to use your right leg, you'll go to the next step. So,
yeah,
and that's something Bukayo doesn't do so much.
yeah. I mean, he runs down the byline, but he often cuts back in on the left foot anyway, doesn't he? So it's yeah. I think he does it more when White's there and when he's got the overlap and the little triangle kind of happens. He doesn't have a choice in that situation, but yeah, very rarely, isn't it? Because everybody's trying to give it on his left anyway, aren't they? So it's kind of a
Yeah,
yeah,
I think when he's playing with Ben White, he's more lethal. But then I've noticed that our fullbacks the game against Leeds, they were trying to overtake so much to overlap. You have seen Noni Madueke has given a lot of ball to Calafiori. So
mm,
Calafiori was not inverting, rather was inverting, it was overlapping. And I think
yeah,
that's something new with this season. We've been trying, and I've noticed that we are not inverting anymore. You have seen our left back and right back, the presses they had in the box. The game against Leeds, Calafiori had 2 assists and Timber had 2 goals and 1 assist. So that shows you the way they are overlapping and the way things have changed for Mikel this season. And I hope it will continue like that.
Do you think it will continue like that? Do you think that they're going to be both overlapping all the time, or do you think that one side is going to be overlapping and one's going to be inverting?
No, I think Mikel has changed it this season. We were struggling against Manchester United because it was, the first game of the season, and the most important thing was to get those 3 points. So many people were judging the performance, but me personally, I was happy. You need to start, like Manchester, they're saying they played nice, but they end up losing for the last 3 games.
Hmm.
So I was happy. Mikel point was to get those 3 points and start the season with very, very good positive result.
Hmm.
So for the
Yeah.
inverted thing, I was not a fan of it because it was limiting us so much. When we play inverted, that means when Calafiori goes in and Timber stays back, right? Then they double up on Bukayo Saka, and the left wing becomes, abnormal. Doesn't even function. Martinelli end up defending. He cannot go in. There's no one who's overlapping. So I think if Mikel need to do something good, he has to stay with this overlapping thing because there's more freedom, and Zubamendi and Rice, alternate so much. I've seen one of them goes up, another one stays deep, or another one collects the ball. So I think it's a good thing, and I hope Mikel just sticks with that.
Yeah, that double pivot seems to be a bit of the go-to now, and I can't help thinking that the inversion thing was a bit of protection for the defensive mid, that not that he can't break up the play. I consider party to be a general, if you like. So he breaks up the play. He's quite robust in that, but to release the ball and to get it away, he has to do so much with it. But I think with Zubimendi coming in now, I think that process has changed a little bit, so they can literally do it in a burst and contest the ball, win the ball, and release it quickly. So I think that the midfield congestion in the midfield, in the system, in the way that we're playing, will slow transition down. Whereas and he did in the old style, didn't it? At the end of the day, but we had to do it because we had to keep the cover even to release the ball. So yeah, I don't know if it'll continue. We're up.
Yeah, I think you're spot on, because if we are playing the inverted, it means you are protecting something. Thomas Partey was good with the ball, but he used to take a lot of risk passes. And when he cannot, I remember a very, very crucial game against Manchester City the other season. De Bruyne dragged Thomas Partey from the midfield. He was just chasing him. He's not tackling. He's not sprinting well. He was just escorting him until De Bruyne came at the edge of the box and he shoot, and it was goal. So to protect Partey, you need Partey in your team because he was playing very nice. But to protect him, you need that inversion and then a lot of congestion in the mid. But now we have Zubimendi. I think Zubimendi is not an eye-catching player. Many people don't see him what he's doing, but he's the general now. He's doing a lot of things behind the scenes, and he's pulling a lot of strings for Declan Rice and Martin.
Yeah, I consider him a conductor rather than a general. That was kind of the contradiction I was going to make, because obviously the general kind of holds the position and then tries to get it off to somebody else. And if there's nobody back to do it, which Ødegaard was having to do to actually take the ball, but then he's trying to create and pass the ball to himself because he's the creator. So obviously, that didn't really help him that much, like last season. So I hope it continues. I really do hope it continues, because it'd be very, very nice to actually have some transition football back, and just basically be able to play on the break and basically do what Liverpool do, really, and spray the ball out to the wings every now and then, have them kind of, they don't need to beat the defense really because they're already behind it, aren't they? So it'd be nice to see that kind of football coming back, from my point of view, anyway.
Yeah, I remember the first season that we were charging for this title. We were very, very fast with the ball. Martinelli he was scoring. I remember Liverpool, we just scored the first minute. We scored first minute against Manchester United also. So many people are trying to diminish or try to they're saying Martinelli is not doing what he's supposed to do. Of course, he's not doing, but I believe the thing that was limiting Martinelli that last season and the other season was the system that we are playing, that inversion. Because when Calafiori or Miles come in, you need someone that needs to take cover for the left back, and that was Martinelli. So by the time Martinelli is arriving in the box, he's already late because he has sprinted from the left side of the pitch. But this system, I think Martinelli will be really, really back to his best. And I hope, I'm really waiting for that game of the Liverpool. And we need to play that system that he was trying to play against Leeds and against Manchester United.
Do you think he will play like that? I mean, do you think he'll actually be risk averse and actually go for it and try to actually win it, or do you think they'll try and contain and basically go for a draw?
Yeah, no, I don't think he will go back to the inversion system or something like that. He will try. He just wanted the personnel that can work, can make this thing work, and that was Zubimendi. Because to protect Partey, we need a lot of body inside the midfield. Now Zubimendi can protect himself. He's fast. He doesn't lose balls easily. So I think he will play the system that we are playing now, and we will be okay.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope you're right, and I just hope we're a little bit more adventurous, not too adventurous, obviously, because I still think that defense is important, and I don't want to see everybody up on the edge of their box and things like that. But yeah, I'd definitely like to see a bit more adventure than there was last season, at least. So yeah, that'd be very nice to see for all of us, I'm sure. But yeah, time will tell. I mean, obviously, Lewis Skelly is not getting a game. We're just signing Hincape, who is another overlapping fullback. What do you see happening to Lewis Skelly? Do you see him being pushed into midfield, or do you think he's still there as an option for the left back?
I think that's the point worth talking about because Miles was very nice when we were playing the system on inversion. He was really using his body very well. But now I think Mikel will not entirely throw that system because there's some games that you will end up leading 2-0 maybe, and you need to defend. You will need Miles to do that, to come inside, to drop that left wing to back up the left back. So that signing of Nkapi will just show you that this guy is trying to transition this system and move to a more attacking system now that he got the personnel. So I think Miles will be okay. Miles will get his time because the problem with Calafiori is that he is never consistent. He will get injured there very easily. He end up hurt himself so much of the time. So I don't think Miles will have problem. I think Miles is just fine, and his time will come again.
Yeah, I do worry for him a little bit because obviously it's something that's obviously going to be new to him. He was kind of pushed in the deep end, and it's kind of something that was kind of leveled at Arteta early on, that he kind of trusted certain players in certain positions maybe too early, and I think that was probably a bit of the case with Lewis Skelly, and it kind of needs a little bit more time to work himself out and then get back into the routine of things. But he had a great season last season, but I also think that maybe it was a tiny little bit earlier for him. Do you think that might have been the case?
Yeah, and this generation, there's no anything called early because you are seeing the likes of Yamal doing something crazy at 17 years old. So I don't think it was early for him, but it was a very good opportunity for him. We had Calafiori who was injured, and also Zinchenko who was not really as competitive as him, and he got that chance to break into the first 11. But I think the midfield role will suit him more because I see him as a profile of Moussa Dembele. You remember him?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need that person who can use his body really to protect the ball, to move with the ball, and he will be a help. We have a lot of competition to play in, and as people say outside, Arteta needs something this season, even if it's an FA Cup. So the likes of Miles will really help us. At the end of the day, things that win you trophies is the depth you have. And right now, Mikel is trying to work on that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the depth now, hasn't he? So it's obviously a case that that's what's been the plan all along, is kind of just build up, getting sustained Champions League positions. We know it's not a trophy, we know it's not whatever, but it's a necessity of the development. I'm not going to use the word that everybody uses and such like, but yeah, it's kind of a part of the development, and it brings the money in. The commercial deals go up, and it allows you to spend money, doesn't it?
Yeah. I think Mikel has been given freedom to spend so much, so hopefully he will be able to be delivered this time.
Yeah, I think it's probably more Berta's been given the freedom to spend, and yeah, he's actually been given the keys, so he's actually been trusted with the actual transfers. And the argument for some of it, at least, would be, what was Edu doing?
Edu was not bad. Edu was also doing great. He signed some really, really good players for us. But at the end of the day, we are all here for the money. Many people will, I believe the contract that Ed was given was something that he cannot deny. He was more into the money than the project itself. So, but instead we have got a even better guy than him, a guy who goes for everything. And I'm really glad we got Andrea better at this time of the season, because it's a very crucial stage for Mikel's process, and to get someone who can do business the way that he wants, the way that he believes, the guy that follows his gut, I think it's crucial for Mikel's process. It's been so many years now, but I think Andrea will be the guy now.
Yeah, I mean, I hate the conversation, but we kind of gone there anyway. But so what would be enough for you this season to keep the manager in a job for a start off, and what you would actually be happy with as a fan, with the club winning, if you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand you. So personally, I don't think Mikel has any pressure. I'm not putting, like, personally, I believe Mikel is good where he is, because if you check at the end of the team, it's not only Arsenal who are competing here. There's another 90 teams. You saw what Liverpool did, buying Florian Wirtz with that kind of money. Then they're investing again with Alexandra Isak, bringing in so many bodies. Man City spending, Chelsea spending, Now you cannot just assume that Arsenal must win something next season for Mikel's future to be decided. But I believe, yes, it's crucial. We need something as fans. We are hungry for something, but that does not and will not determine Mikel's future, because he's not competing alone. He has already put us somewhere in the map. We used to be battered by the big six. Now, it's thousands of days last time they beat us. So, me personally, I don't think Mikel has he has anything to worry about, because the time will come, But he did not win last season or the other season. I don't think that will be able all the factor to determine his future.
When do you think that would become a problem?
I think that will be a problem in the next 2 years, because now he got what he wanted. Now the squad is full. As an Arsenal fan, let me ask you one question. If right now you are to be asked, who do you want to sign right now, or which position do you need to sign right now? Is there any position you would like?
Well, the left back, because there isn't a left back yet.
Nkapé is there.
Nkapé, well, is not actually done, is it? Is it actually done now?
I think it's a personal time and greed.
Well, I mean,
so it's just
until it's done, it's not done. But in footballing terms, anything can go wrong. I don't think it will, but at this moment, another overlapping left back, potentially a proper left winger, an out and out left winger. That would kind of be it. But I'm just being fussy. Yeah, I think
exactly. I ask you that question because you mentioned two positions. That is the left winger and the left back. That means if the deal of Nkapé goes through, we'll only be remaining with the left wing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I've given Mikel 2 years, because come next summer or January transfer, the place that maybe from your point that Mikel need to address is only the left wing. That means the other season Mikel has no any other place, to improve or to do anything. He has all the equipment that he needs. So I think currently Mikel, people are, so many fans I've seen they're really crying for a left winger. But I believe Mikel knows what he will do with that left wing, because he needs to accommodate so many players. Jesus is back, Ibrahim is in, and Kai Havertz will be, ready in some few weeks also. So at the end of the day, he will have a lot of players and he will need to accommodate them. So I think Mikel has everything he needs. And if he needs, the way you have said, maybe another one transfer window will be able to determine his future. And then the other season, I will believe everything will be packed and he will not have any reason, about depth, about quality. Everything will be solved for him. That's why I'm giving him 2 years, maybe, or 2 seasons. Then maybe I will start and saying, you know what, it's your time. Let's go on a mutual consent, because we cannot sack him.
No, I don't know. I get you, and you basically gone. Well, we've given you everything you need now, and you still can't get over the line. So there's caveats, and then the caveats are taken away, aren't they? So at the end of the day, you can't just go, well, you've had everything only this season, and then go, well, you didn't do it. But I think at some point that will become a case. From the fan point of view, I don't think it'll become a case from a club's point of view, because so long as they're in Champions League football, so long as they're in and around the trophies, I don't think they really care. I think that's the commercial revenue and everything comes from the Champions League. So once you get back into the Champions League, they're golden, and I think that's the same for Chelsea. I don't see them going for a title anytime soon.
Also, Tottenham, I was surprised they're really making profit, and they haven't won anything for a very long time. And you see, the owners are not really, I think they sack managers for fun, but just to convince the fans so that they don't lose their revenue and some things. But at the end of the day, Mikel has made a lot of money for these guys, and to sack him will bring problem to their bank account. So, but for us, the fans, I think also has done so much for us, Mikel, and you don't worry that final thing will come at the end of the day because he deserved it.
Yeah, I mean, I completely hope to God he does, because I mean, it's kind of rough out here, isn't it? Getting all the grief and the earache from every rival fan, and it's always sack Arteta, do this Arteta, do that Arteta, and it's like you're talking to us like you have no problems at your club. Chelsea just got gazumped by Tottenham, for God's sake. So, a decent player as well. What I've also seen as well today as well. I don't know if you've seen it. We probably have seen it on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. But that Simmons is twice the player that Eze is, and we've got 2 10s that are better than Eze, and all this, and it's like, you're like, why can't you just say?
Yeah, they're trying to console themselves because Xavi Simons has been gold for a very long time, and when you see the teams that he has played in, I don't think he has played for a bigger team till now. He was loaned out from PSG. So Eberechi Eze, I think he has matured. He's at that point of his career that he knows what to do. So let them console themselves about that. So I don't think they can really manipulate with our thoughts about Eze and everything else.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't understand the whole one-upmanship thing all the time. We both got good players in the position, and you go, well, okay, well, that didn't work out, but that one did. Happy days. Why is your first thought a rival club? Your first thought should be your team. How are we going to fit that in the team? You should be doing streams on here going, how do we fit him in? Where does he go? I mean, obviously it's easy at the moment because Maddison's out. But when Maddison comes back, you've got to be keeping him in and getting Maddison back in, because they're 2 quality players. But why are you talking about Arsenal when we weren't in the transfer? I've even seen Chelsea fans that basically going, Arsenal missed out on Simmons.
We didn't even want him. The crazy thing is that we did not even want him.
Yeah,
he was not on our short list.
It might have been on the list at some point, but it didn't get down to him. Or it was passed off because obviously people thought it was going to go to Chelsea or whatever it was going to do. So we didn't pursue it. So I don't understand how a Chelsea fan who's just got beat to a player is pointing fingers at Arsenal. It's just a bit mad, and I get
we have been beating teams with the players so many, because if you started Declan Rice, I think Man City also wanted him. We got him. You come to what's called this guy, Eberechi Eze. There's another guy also. Yeah, Zubimendi. He refused to Liverpool, Real Madrid, just to be in
the other caveat to that is that that they basically say, oh yeah, well, we didn't go back in for him. We got the deal done that year that he refused you. So the reason he didn't go back in for him afterwards is because he was already signed. He was basically already done. So it was done at that moment. It's just that we couldn't get we couldn't get both Marino and Zubimendi at the same time. That's all it was.
Yeah. So, and another thing that I've forgotten is that people that are trying to say, Mikel must go, something like that, they need to remember there was a time we inquired about Vlahovic, and he just refused at broad daylight. He said, I don't want to join Arsenal. Again, the same case with Locatelli. I don't know if you remember that transfer.
I remember Locatelli because I really wanted Locatelli.
He refused
really
broad daylight that he doesn't want to join Arsenal.
Yeah.
So for players now really to want to join Arsenal, cancelling their deals, just Arsenal because Arsenal called, all that Mikel has changed all those things. So I think he has a lot of respect from me, and I'm sure from most of Arsenal fans. So the silverware will come. So we need just to be patient because we have been patient for long.
Yeah, I do agree with that because I do remember the Vlahovic thing, and he point blank. In fact, I don't think his agent. He told his agent not to answer the phone at all. I believe what happened there. So it was like, well, and there was actually whispers that that he was going to be coming to us this window, and you're like, no, we're not doing a Benzema here, mate.
No.
We're not going down that route. We're not having another Benzema, Draxler, MV. We're not doing that crap. So
yeah, exactly.
We don't want you. Just you said no. That's it. End of. So I'm glad that kind of got buttoned away quite early, but how on a whole, what do you think of the transfer window? Did you expect any of this to happen? Because we don't have a history of really being very good in the transfer markets, especially of recent times. So where do you stand on the transfer market? Where would you rate it out of 10? And do you think it could be improved at all?
Yeah, I think out of 10, I will have to rate this transfer around 8.5 because as a fan, we really wanted to get that left winger. At the moment, I'm sure many guys wanted that Rodrigo type of player or Leao. And the moment we could have signed that, it could have been 10 over 10. But I'm just leaving that 1.5 out because of Mikel's. I'm sure he has something for that left wing. But I'm not used to this. I remember, the owners used to drag us all over the window, and the deadline day they give us Mesut Ozil, and we celebrate the whole night and we are satisfied with it. Another season we cry, they give us Aubameyang at the end of deadline day, So we kind of used to that. Now we are going full force, and I'm really happy with this. The way Mikel is trying to approach the transfer window, and it has been very smart from him, And I'm really glad this season, this summer was very good. We have brought in, I think, almost 7-8 players, and 3 of them maybe are just straight up starters. So 8 out of 10.
So where would you put the where would you say it's lifted the ceiling or raised the floor? Where would if you had to explain to somebody what would you say it's done to the squad?
Yeah, I think it has added belief because now everybody knows if we lost last season because of injury, problem with injuries and red cards and so many things. So I'm sure if today the players sat again and think about, how did we lose last season the league to Liverpool? They will end up all of them saying, we didn't have enough depth, we missed some Declan Rice, some of the games, we missed Saka, we missed Odegaard. Now we have replacement for them. So I think everybody will go to that pitch knowing, even if I get injured, there's someone who can cover for me. And that will really boost the morale of the club or morale of the team because everyone wants to play. And as long, for example, Ben White and Timber, they are all competitive. So everyone knows at the back of his mind, he has to perform well so that he become consistent in the team. And even if he gets injured, there's another guy who's just same as him and he will perform the same level as him. So I think it has raised the morale of the team, and I'm really glad for that.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that, but I don't think that there's no drop off between the first player to the second player. I think that there's still a drop off, but the gap has certainly been closed, hasn't it? To the backup for Saka was Sterling essentially, and he could hardly walk last season, let alone kick a football. It's just mad.
Yeah, that has to be the worst transfer we have made alongside Lokonga and Tavares. So
But
remember Manchester.
the thing is that we, like you said before, we were all hungry. We all needed something, and we got him at the end of the window, and we went, "Oh yeah, well, at least we got something. At least we got something." And so we ended up having to celebrate him, and yeah, didn't perform very well, did he? At the end of the day,
Yeah. No problem. I think that was very, very rush moment from Mikel, but it has passed us. He thought he could have resuscitated that player, but Sterling was dead long ago. So remember Manchester City. I think we are now the level that Manchester City were 2019, I think. You see Mahrez comes off, Leroy Sané come in, Kyle Walker goes off, and Cancelo comes in. It's almost same quality. And if the guys were playing the same tempo, it will remain the same because the guy who goes out and the guy who's coming in are the same level. So I think that's what Mikel is trying to approach. And he's almost there because if you check yourself, there's not much difference between Calafiori and Nkapie. If you see the right back, as Saka and as, so he's trying to achieve that. And maybe it's a little bit and he will end up achieving that. And the moment he got that, I think it will be very, very good for us, and we'll be enjoying so much.
okay. So where do you see the title race at the moment? Then do you see Liverpool being favourites? Do you see Arsenal being favourites? Where do you see it at the minute?
I mean, we are always the favorite because the other day Salah was asked by I think a guy from the FTV, and he was honest with the answer because he told him, "You guys have played 5 years together, and you have more chances at winning because is just true." If you check Liverpool, they have done a little bit of changes. If they could have just hold on with Luis Diaz, I could have given them the upper hand. But now Florian Wirtz is not really catching the moment of the Premier League, and Ekitike has not got that momentum yet. So I'm giving us a little bit edge because also for the reason that many people are tired now. They are trying to disbelieve. The morale is going down. We have waited for long. So I think it will be a surprise for us, but you never know. But I think if we beat Liverpool this weekend, it will be massive for us, and we will get that winning streak, almost 10 games in a row, and we'll end up even having a very good point gap at the end of the day. So I'm still giving us the edge.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's fair enough. I mean, I'm not quite as confident as you. I still think Liverpool are slightly the favourites. I think the signings that they've made are excellent signings.
The reason I'm not giving Liverpool as a favourite is because of our back line. If you check our back
Yeah.
line, I think we are solid. Even if we try to make substitution, the guy who's coming in is just performing very well. So, and compared to these guys, the only person who is really, really a solid back there is Van Dijk, and Van Dijk is almost ending his career. Is losing his stamina. So that is the only reason. Maybe if they get Guhi before the summer transfer ends, they will bring a little bit of competition. But for now, I don't think they can because you just saw the game against Bournemouth. They conceded 2 goals very easily. And if that game Bournemouth had their last season centre backs, remember the centre back who were playing that day, that was their first time they're starting a game together. So they don't know each other, so many things. But if I think Dean Howson and Zabani were there, it could have, even Bournemouth could have won maybe. So the reason I am saying Liverpool are not the favorite for me is because of that back line. Kakes is struggling. Frimpong is not really a good of a defender. He just attacks. And they will miss that, and Trent Alexander-Arnold was not good defender, yes. But those balls that he used to give Salah, those balls he used to pinpoint the other side to Luis Diaz and Gakpo, they will really miss those balls. So just because of the back line, I'm just giving us the edge again.
Yeah, I kind of get that, but I think it's kind of in the balance, isn't it? It's not a crater or gulf between who the favorite is and who the second place is, I guess, in your mind. But I kind of agree with the back line. I think at the moment, I think the only player I'm having in my back line from Liverpool is Van Dijk. I know he's still getting on, but yeah, his quality is still ridiculous. So I'd have him in my back line, and I'd edge having Alisson in goal. just edge. I think it's just on a tipping point. So if I was doing a combined 11 now, I'd have I'd have 3 Arsenal defenders, and I'd have VVD and Allison.
Actually, if I was to do the combined 11, I don't think VVD will be in my team because, he's coming to an end of his peak, and right now Saliba is just starting his peak. So I think just because of that, I will have to give Saliba. So if I was to do a combined 11 for Liverpool and Arsenal, I think there's no one who has the quality. And remember, when you are playing right back or playing left back and right back, you need that connection with your back line. So
yeah, but I'm not talking about whether they're peaking or whatever. I'm just talking about on current form. I'm just saying on like the form that they've started the season. I'm not saying it will continue like that throughout the whole season. That's the only reason I said that. So it's
yeah, that's true. He has started well. Van Dijk has started well.
Yeah.
So, but
yeah, but there we go. Anyway, we're going to get to the game on Sunday. We've got a few question marks over injuries. So Odegaard, I believe, didn't train. Ben White didn't train. Who else didn't? Obviously Saka because he's injured. Norgard hasn't trained as well. Yeah, I think he got a knee injury, I think.
Yeah, he got a knock.
Yeah, and Havertz has had an operation now, so he's out for a few weeks as well. What's your starting lineup and in terms of, well, where do you go? What's your starting lineup?
So I think the back line will remain the same. Timber and Calafiori and Saliba, Gabriel, all of it will be the same. So
they pick themselves, don't they, really?
Yeah, Zubimendi and Rice also, they will be there. I think the only place that I want to add is that central attacking midfield. I think if Odegaard is not fit, I'm pretty sure he will start with Bresciese.
Okay, who starts on the left wing for you then?
Yeah, for the left wing, I think Martinelli starts. I think Martinelli is just that number one left wing for me. He hasn't performed to his level for me 2 seasons now, but I think the reason he did not even came on the game against Leeds is because he was preserving the energy for him. So, and we know our forward is just Victor Gyökeres, and right will be, I think, Noni Madueke will start there.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty foregone. I think Trossard didn't train either, did he? So yeah.
Even if Trossard trained, I don't think he will start ahead of Martinelli.
No, but
so I think it will be Martinelli, Gyökeres, and Madueke. I think Madueke Arteta will end up, bringing problem to Madueke. Madueke is, I don't really, I don't want to really say that he's a bad player or something like that, but he was not performing the level we wanted from the left wing the other day. He was getting the ball. He was shy to go in. He was, making a lot of late decisions. But the moment he switched to the right side, I saw him. He was having a little bit of speed. So I think if Madueke plays instead of Saka there, because Saka is injured, and Martinelli on the other side, I think we will be able to kick up and running, and they will have a tough day.
Yeah, I completely agree. When Trossard came on, he switched side, he just seemed to a switch seemed to flick in him, and it was completely different game altogether. So I completely get that. I completely agree. And with the players that are out, I don't think he's really got much choice, has he? So it's kind of we don't have anybody in the attacking line as such that can replace Odegaard other than Eze, do we?
Yeah, I think the decision is just obvious for Michele. It will not be a headache for him because there's no enough body for that right wing right now. Bukayo is missing, and the next obvious person who can just fill for Bukayo is Noni Madueke. And for the left is just Martinelli. So I think our lineup will just be very, very straightforward. So I just want that number 10 to start Eze because I have seen so many people are trying to say, he will start Merino. So I don't know if you saw that, and what's your take on that?
So people are starting saying he's going to start Marino over Eze.
Yeah, I've seen so many tweets. They're saying that number 10 spot, he will start Merino.
I mean, we don't really play a 10 anyway, to be fair, do we? We kind of play an advanced 8 anyway, so it's more an 8 to 10 rather than anything else anyway. So, yeah, I can't see him playing Marino as well. If he was going to play Marino, he'd play up top as a striker. So, and he would be forced into that. So, that's it. That's if Gyökeres goes down, that he would get in. Marino would kind of be a backup for Rice and or Eze if the case happens, and it might well be that Rice plays the essentially the right 8, and Eze plays the left 8. So basically pushes Subimendi off to the left a little bit rather than from the right. So I think that's the only difference, really. They'll all just shuffle across a bit.
Yeah. There's not much different, but I don't think Mikel Merino will also. It's not soon. He will not even start soon because those two guys we have there, Zubimendi and Rice, they are very, very good. They don't get injured. They have a lot of energy. So I'm worried for Mikel Merino because I don't think he'll be able to play, a competitive game again as long as those two are in there. Because those two are just like us. They don't even get tired.
Yeah, but I do think that there's going to be a lot of 65-minute play, and then they'll just bring him on. But that he'll be hoping, if he's going the attacking style anyway, is that the job's done by then, and he can literally put him on there just to bump players around and
to give him some minutes also.
Yeah, to give him minutes and just kind of hold shape rather than actually attacking prowess, because he can turn like a truck when he wants to Marino. I like him, but I do think that he's got that he's just got
the thing that I like about Marino is the decision making he does with the ball. That goal against Real Madrid, the pass he gave to Bukayo, it was just timing very well. So he's a very intelligent player, and he will help with the squad. So he's good. He's a nice squad player.
Yeah, I mean the thing is that if the players are that are out for any duration, he's our only backup in the 8 anyway.
Yeah.
So so he will definitely get game time, but how much of it, like you say, is a little bit kind of maybe a bit hit and miss. Guys, if you are in here, please make sure you're hitting the like and the subscribe, drop any comments and everything in the chat, and we'll get to it. Khalid's in the chat as well. Welcoming Khalid. So Khalid said it's an 8 out of 10. 10 out of 10 if we sign a dog for Win to play with. Yeah, there you go. So signing Sterling was like being forced dog food when you're starving. Yeah, I'm not kidding. So yeah, it's basically the same. Wright's injured, and he's put his formation up here, so it's basically the same. Oh, he's putting up one area in, so he hasn't put Ezra in at all. Interesting. Khalid, you don't play Ezra. I was hoping. I'm gonna say you got to play him he was still training, wasn't he? So he's got to be fit.
Yeah. And the good thing is he's a Premier League player, so he will just start up running. The other week he just played for Crystal Palace. He just changed, and wear his boot on.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, but I don't think if he's fit and if he's in the mood to go, I think he just goes. You just got to play him.
Yeah, and the good thing about him is he doesn't care about this is small team or big team. He always goes.
Yeah, he doesn't really hide, does he? He's always been certainly for Palace anyway. You've always kind of seen him stand up and been counted. I mean, he's had quiet moments in games, which everybody does, but yeah. What's he put here? I want Eze to start, I really do, but I'm not sure Arteta will start him. I don't think he's got much of a choice, to be honest with you.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Mikel has much of a choice. He has to. The problem is of Waneri is I think you have seen this young kid, Max Doman, and
Oh yes.
the difference between Max Doman and Waneri is very, very shy. And that's just something that I'm really worried for him. At the end of the day, he will not get what he wants because of that shyness.
Yeah.
Max Doman came in and he was like getting to the guys, push, 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 push. He doesn't care who are you. He tried to dribble and we ended up getting a penalty. So I don't think Mikel has much of a choice. So that Eze position is just, clear for Eze.
Yeah, he's kind of forced into it more or less, and yeah, hopefully for the better. And he's a game changer in himself. So yeah, hopefully he doesn't kind of get stage fright. He doesn't kind of come across as that kind of guy. He's 27 anyway, so been around the block a bit and just got his dream move anyway. Jelly Billy, welcome in. Nice to see you, my friend. How are we? Yeah. Going on to the game then at weekend against Liverpool, of course. What's your take on that? What do you think the result will be? How do you think we'll set up to play against Liverpool?
Yeah, I saw Khalid had a point there. He said that Arteta we want to leave Calafiori alone with Salah. That's why he will start Martinelli for his defensive contribution. Many people don't understand what Martinelli is doing for Mikel's system. Many guys are trying to blame Martinelli. You're not a goal scoring left wing. But for Mikel to play the system that he wanted, he needed three people. Those guys were pressing too much. Declan Rice, Martin Odegaard, and Martinelli. So Martinelli will help so much Calafiori because he will be overlapping. I don't know if he'll switch to, we will know this Sunday that if he have decided to go with the overlapping thing or the inverting thing. If he plays with Liverpool, that overlapping system, I think that's it for him and he will go with that. So he has to play Martinelli exactly to protect Calafiori from Salah. The problem of Salah is he doesn't come back to defend. He always stays there halfway of the pitch. And when your fullback overlaps, he's already free. So you need someone who can take cover, who can be close to Mohamed, so that when he gets that chances, he's already, sprinting with him. So overall, I think I'm really having, positive vibes that we will be getting this win this time. Many times they were coming back. I think you remember last season, the other season that I think Jesus scored for us, the other season that Gabriel scored. They were all coming. I remember also there was a game that Firmino scored almost 87 minutes.
Yeah.
So it was always about our defense. And now I really, really believe in our defense. I know that when we got that 2-0 lead or that 1-0 lead, it started for them, And there's no any threat from Liverpool attack. It's just Salah, and I'm sure we'll be able to really, really contain him. So this game, I'm having that positiveness. I'm having that belief that we will do it.
You don't think Ekatike is a threat then?
Yeah, I don't think Ekatike is a threat. I've watched his both games that he has played so far, and he's not that guy who's really, really creating chaos. And he's not that guy who can take the ball, dribble, create space for himself and scores. For example, the goal that Joker scored against Leeds the other day. Calafiori just threw the ball there, and it was just wide, very wide. Gyökeres took the ball, he came inside, beat his two people, and ended up scoring near post. So I don't think he will be a problem for us, considering the guys we have back there. So I think it will be easy for us to contain. This is the best time, in fact, we can get these guys.
I agree. It's the best time to play them. I don't know if McAllister's going back as well. That's a big loss for them if he's not back. But then we've both got players out, so it's kind of much as I believe Frimpong's still out. I don't think he'd settled to the league yet anyway, so I don't think that's a massive loss as such.
Remember, they don't even have a right back now, so
well, they got
I don't think they can.
They put Conor Bradley there, weren't they?
Conor Bradley was on the bench and he ended up playing shoppers like that the other game. So
Yeah, I
that
know,
shows
but
you the level of confidence he has with the corner.
Yeah, I kind of get that, but I think it'd be Bradley there because I think he wants Slobozlai in the midfield, rather than at right back. To be honest with you, but I think that didn't they? I was watching. I looked at the lineup on Live Score, and they had Jones at right back and Slobozlai in the midfield. And as the game started, they switched it round. So obviously it was predicted that that's what they were going to do, and then Slobozlai went at the right back. So it was a bit of a surprise for me, I have to say.
Yeah, I think he will still play shoppers like it's the more obvious decision is to play more natural right back, that is corner. But for him to contain the likes of McAllister and Cody Gakpo and Florian Wirtz in the midfield, because the moment he brings in Szoboszlai, one has to get out of that midfield. It's not Gravenberch, it is not McAllister, and it cannot be Wirtz. So for him to overload that, I think he will risk that Szoboszlai right back Szoboszlai position.
Okay. So what to overload the midfield? You mean?
Yeah.
Okay, fair. What do you think the score will be then?
Yeah, I think it will be 2-0 to us.
Okay, you don't see us conceding at all. Okay, fine. Who have you got as goal scorers?
Yeah, this is very tricky, but I think Eze will get his moment, and because the level of morale Eze is having right now is just over the roof. Getting his boyhood club, getting that number 10. I think it will boost him, that he will need to do something good to make first impression. So I think Eze will be in the score sheet. Remember, we have a free kick taker now. That's something that we have lacked for many, many years. I think the last time we scored free kick was against Wolves. Odegaard scored against Wolves, I think. So
yeah, I don't think Rice hasn't scored any in the league.
In the EPL, I'm talking about EPL.
Yeah,
because I scored in the Champions League, but
yeah.
now
But
we
not
have
the
someone
league.
who can score that free kick when it matters. So I think he will be in the scoreline, and also our centre forward will be also in the scoreline. So score sheet. So I think it will be Eze and Eucharist.
Yeah. Khalid has predicted a 3-1 Arsenal victory. So yeah, fair play. A bit of confidence there. Yeah, put Real Madrid up there. Yeah, but yeah, I know that was against Real Madrid. I was kind of getting to that. But yeah, I think 2-1. To be honest, I think my head says draw. My heart says win. So, I'll go with my heart because obviously I'm an Arsenal fan and I want to win. But I'll go with the 2-1. I think the same goal scorers as you, and Ekatika will probably get one, I suppose. But yeah, I don't really. Jelly's put.
The reason I'm not giving them chance to get that one goal is because our defensive backline, is more mean than the other seasons. Because, for example, the chance that Ekatika got the other day, it was a ricochet on the other guy, and it came back in. He scored something that it was the other guy's fault. So I don't think our guys can do that. I don't think there's any rebound between us anymore. We are past those times. So unless you want to dribble past them one-on-one and go end up scoring or scoring a penalty, I don't think you can just score. They have chances and those small things. We don't do that anymore, man.
Yeah, I mean, I also saw that that there were Liverpool fans basically saying we're not worried from set pieces, we're not worried about the corners, we're not worried about this, that, and the other. And you're like, hang on, didn't you concede one against Newcastle? That was Kirkes was trying to.
Exactly, he was bullied down.
No, when Mustafi, when he was kind of marking the referee that time. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He literally, it reminded me of that. And he was basically trying to stick his backside out and kind of make himself big and do whatever. And he had no effect on the play whatsoever. It's just like, what are you trying to do there? It just didn't really make any sense to me. But yeah.
That is just from the fans' perspective, but I'm sure Arne Slot right now is sweating and is preparing for a set piece. The reason I'm giving us the edge again is if you check pound on pound, I think we are the superior team. Even if you do a combined 11 right now, you will see that we are more into it than the other guys. So, and this is the time, I think this is the best time for us to get that. We don't have remember the first time we beat Manchester City for a long time, the first time that we beat them, we didn't have Saka. You remember that?
Yeah.
Saka was not in the lineup, and we ended up beating them, but nearly scoring. I think that goal that Kai Havertz assisted. So it's not always about your main guy is missing or what. Mikel has bring something that even if you're missing, I think we can still do something great. So I don't think they can overplay us at any point of the game.
Yeah, I kind of hope you're right. I mean, I've done a combined 11 as well. Mine's not quite as Arsenal stacked as yours is. I don't think. I think that I've got 5 players in there and an absolute push. So I still think they have the better starting 11. I think we've got the better squad because we got cover in every position. I mean, that's kind of proven by. I know that we can't be flexible with the lineup as such, but we can still put other players in those positions, even though the main player, if you like, is out. So
yeah, versatility. There's a lot of versatile players in the
yeah,
squad.
yeah. But I also think I don't even think we're mixing and matching to get those players in. I think we're actually just putting the players in their natural positions. And I think that obviously when you're playing, if you're playing Ezra on left wing, I think that's mixing and matching a little bit because I know he plays inside left, but he doesn't. It's not really the wing as such. Do you know what I mean? It's on the inside. So when it actually comes to the crunch and he does do that, it will be more the fullback overlapping and he'll be inside.
Yeah.
Gyökeres will be coming over the other way, sort of thing. So it'd be like the triangle that's on the right hand side. On the
Yeah,
left
I
hand
think
side.
Eze is more of if you check the way he plays, of course, most of the time Crystal Palace was starting as a 10, but he ended up finding himself on the left coming inside. So it's good he can still cover for us on the left wing, when Martin is back. So that's good.
Yeah, for sure. What's this? So we're going to Anfield and no one predicts us to lose. Testament to how far Mikel has taken us. We are used to lose here 4-5-0. Yeah, exactly. And the bigger games, obviously against City and stuff like that, we don't lose anymore. And when all these teams are going, oh, get rid of Mikel, do this, that, and the other, Arteta out, he can't get you over the line and such like. That's the only reason, I suppose. The only reason is
Yeah,
because they
exactly.
can't come and beat us. So there we go. Jelly says if all 11 stay on the pitch and we are really careful on the break, Arsenal win 3-2. I'm not sure we concede 2 goals.
Exactly. I'm not sure we can concede two. That's how confident we are.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure we
so
concede 2 goals. If we draw, I think it's 1-1. I don't think we concede 2. I really
yeah.
don't. Khalid, fully hour, their 150 million signing doesn't get in the combined 11. Well, I mean, he doesn't yet, but he hasn't shown that he can do it yet, has he? So, yeah, I don't think he can. We're going on form and what the eye sees, so we can't really put him in based on the performances for the last 2 games because he hasn't really performed.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. He's just new. He's just new to the league and is trying to
yeah,
adapt. So we cannot, even if it's to, compare someone for that attacking midfield, it could have been McAllister and Odegaard, who
yeah.
is who. But for Vats, I don't think he's yet, that guy to be put in those debates.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not putting Odegaard in, I'd still put Ezra in, even though I haven't seen him play for us. I've seen him play in the league.
Yeah.
So I'm still putting Eze or Odegaard in that position. So, yeah, absolutely. On a different note, we kind of treated to a bit of well, what would we say, an anomaly that happened for a certain club that used to be a massive rival of his. I'm not sure it's that much of a massive rival anymore, is it? It's just kind of they're just kind of there. New Tottenham, should we call them New Tottenham rather than Man United?
Yeah, I think we should give them a new term name because the crazy thing is that if any other team could have gotten Brian Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha, for example, Liverpool or us or in Manchester City, we could have already put those guys in the title contending list. But after getting those two players, it's like mad because they are the only two guys who are trying to play from day one until now. If you check the game against Arsenal, they were the only two guys who are trying. Game against Fulham, the only two guys who are trying. So I'm really enjoying the way they are acting right now.
I don't know how they've got they've still got the brass balls to kind of dig at us and stuff like that with the way their team is. It's just laughable, really. And yeah, some people just don't have any shame, do they? It's just like, mate, your team, it's just a joke, and I don't know what the manager was doing.
The crazy thing is that's not even the team. The manager is a joke. He says so many things. The other day he said, the better team won. Did the better team won against Grimsby or even Fulham? So they have an delusional manager, and the moment he's trying to force something on them, he's trying to force that back three on them. They don't have the personnel who can execute this. It's overwhelming to the players. Maguire cannot sprint 100 yards, or the left back and right back cannot overlap every time. So he wants to play that system, but he doesn't have the personnel to play that system. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm not worried for him because at the end of the day, even if they sack him, they will get another manager, and I hope they start the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't work out, certainly for when the first two goals went in, I couldn't work out which one was the League Two side, to be honest with you. It was that bad.
Exactly. First 10 minutes, it was like, these guys, I saw them and I saw these guys are pressing like a Premier League team, it's like it is opposite. These guys are the Premier League guys and these are the League Two guys. So, and the only thing I can say about Manchester United right now is that continue that way and I'll be able to enjoy my life.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to actually get a title under our belt, and then we can maybe catch up a little bit on them while they're in the Doomers. But I mean, obviously, it'd take a little bit of a while or a long while to get up to their haul. But yeah, I don't see them win anything anytime soon. Do you?
No, I don't think so. The problem is the only guys who tried to win something for them, they sucked. Eric Ten Hag won something for them actually. I think 2 trophies. So the other guy who was really, really trying was Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He was, he beat Manchester City twice, home and away, and they were at their best that time. So they end up, stabbing themselves from the back. And, as long as you see a club is doing that, that means they're confused. And, I just want that to keep going because they used to laugh at us. I saw a comment here saying that we used to go to Anfield and lose 5-1 for the likes of Mane battering us. But now, no one of us, if you take 10 Arsenal fans right now and you ask them, what's the score prediction on Sunday? There's none of them will say we'll end up to lose. It's either win or draw, win or draw. So that's how we have came, how far we have came, and I'm really glad.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that there would be the odd one that thinks that we're going to lose, but I mean, I think 90% of people, certainly Arsenal fans, would say at least a draw. I would have thought, if not the confidence there to win. So I think there's probably the odd one out there, but even I was even watching an outer on a stream earlier on, and even he said that we wouldn't lose. So
Yeah, exactly.
mad. Khalid says can't see them finishing above 10th. I mean, the way they're going, they all thought that the 3 players that they've got are the answer to their prayers and their problems. You know, they equalised at 2-2. There should have been 3-2 down because the third goal was wrongly disallowed
Yeah.
for offside. So it shouldn't have gone to penalties, really. And the coach said as much, actually, at the end of the game, the Grimsby coach. He basically come on and said, yeah, the only grievance is we had to watch that debacle of a penalty shootout, so many penalties, and we shouldn't have had to take penalties at all. And he was right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but yeah, that penalty shootout was the gift that just kept giving, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. You know, the crazy thing is that the day they signed Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha, my season prediction, the table was I put them at 5th because I knew how good was Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha. And I thought, these guys can help them to do something great. But as I said earlier, if you check the first 2 games or 3 games that they have played, if you include the Carabao Cup, the only 2 signings were the one who were doing something good. So I'm seeing that my prediction has already failed because I don't see them finishing 5th, not even 10th. So
No,
it is just
yeah, I had them down. I basically said that they will finish somewhere in Europe. I don't know where in Europe. Yeah, but they'll be in Europe somewhere, and that's the ultimate goal for them, isn't it, to get back in Europe? But I just can't see it.
Remember that was our goal some few seasons ago, and that's one of the things people should consider when they try to say sack Mikel. That was our goal, even when Wenger was around. We get top 4 and we just happy with it. We were. I remember we played Newcastle and they were the one who that game they were deciding if we will go to Europe or not, and they ended up bullying us, and we ended up not getting that spot for Europe. So right now we are the favorite to win the Champions League last season and the other season. If you see the top 10 that are favorite to win, we were first or second. So yeah, I think it has been nice.
Yeah, it's just nice to see a bit of a downfall. Well,
yeah.
At some point, people are going to turn on them and actually make them the banter club, right? At some point, maybe that's just when Arteta actually wins something, but or wins something other than the FA Cup. What kind of gets me is that the Chelsea fans that go, oh yeah, well we're winning trophies all the time, we always win a trophy, and you're like, yeah, you won the Conference League. Do you think for a second, given that we got to the semi-final of the Champions League, if we weren't in the Conference League, if we were in the Conference League, we wouldn't win it? It's just mad,
I can't even imagine us playing the Conference League because for us to be in that Conference League, that means we have not performed very well that season. So,
well, yeah, exactly.
I think being in Champions League semi-final, knocking out Real Madrid home and away, winning convincingly, I think it's a better achievement than playing in Conference League. So Chelsea got lucky. Now the problem with Chelsea fans, they are a little bit delusional because at the end of the day, I don't think Chelsea can achieve the long run, even if they sign 100 players. They don't have the quality to go from game week 1 to game week 38. So they don't have those, the ability to do that. But they can play one game. If it is a final or a semi-final, maybe they can perform. So for them to win the Premier League, yes, they are winning trophies, but is it Premier League? No. For them to win the Premier League, I think it will take them longer than Manchester United and Arsenal had, because they keep signing players for no reason. They're bringing in some new players. They're bringing in young players. And for these young players, to get that, to get lucky for 38 games is not reasonable. So, yeah, I've seen so many Chelsea fans, trying to say, at the end of the day, we have won something. But have you won the ultimate prize? When was the last time you won the ultimate prize? And that's not a big concern for me. Chelsea, if they win a Carabao Cup or what, I don't want them to win a Premier League trophy, before us. So that's the only thing that I can say now.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have won the Champions League, but was it 5 years ago now? But yeah, so we still can't talk on that score. But I think that they're probably a cup team now, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that their club are happy being in the top four and winning a cup.
Even the top four they just got last season, the other season they didn't. So I would rather wait for the Premier League and the Champions League for long than to be a cup team, celebrating the small trophies. And that's something Mikel has eradicated from the team.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to win something and have that elevators, but yeah, I know I get what you're saying from that. Just go through the fixtures and just see where we think the results are going to go. The first fixture tomorrow, 12:30, is Chelsea Fulham. Where do you think what do you think the score's going to be there?
That I think it is a derby, and considering Liverpool and Fulham and the momentum they have got right now, I think Chelsea will get it done.
Yeah, what scoreline?
Yeah, it is always crazy with Chelsea. They don't win, never wins. If they decide to win, let's say they score 3-4 goals. So I think it will be 3-0 to Fulham, Chelsea.
3-0 to Fulham's wild.
It is possible.
Yeah, I got 2-0 Chelsea. There we go. What else we got here? So Khalid said Chelsea Fulham draw like always, and he's put Chelsea fans are very delusional. They can be, but I mean we're all delusional to a point. But yeah. He's saying as well that Hedris on Mars and the Grimsby goals disallowed. It's just wild. I just don't understand why it was ruled out because it was against the big team, I guess. But there you go. Man United Burnley is the 3:00. Go on, do it. I know what you're gonna do.
Oh my god! As I think Manchester United will get that win because of Burnley. Anyone who will be playing Burnley this season, it will be walkover for them because I've seen the way they have played. They are still not that level of an EPL team, so I think Man United will end up getting the win. But you can be surprised because the other day a League Two team has just smashed United. So performance-wise, but I will still stick with Manchester United, and I think they need to bring back their hope, and they need to bring back their winning ways, and they'll be looking to bounce back. And there's no any other way or any other good opportunity to do that rather than Burnley. So I think they will get the win, and it will. I think 2-0 for Manchester United.
Okay. Khalid is going Burnley. We will be there. I'm going for a Burnley win. I'm going to go Burnley 1-0.
That's bold.
I just think that they're just in the gutter, aren't they, Man United? And Burnley are no mugs, to be honest with you. They give Tottenham a decent game for 60 minutes, maybe. I know they weren't outstanding and they kind of left spaces, but I think right now, I think Tottenham are better and more organised than Man United, and I think Burnley are a bit more organised as well. So might be a wild take, but I'll put it out there. Burnley 1-0.
Okay.
This is probably the trickiest one of the weekend, really. Sunderland Brentford.
Yeah, I think this is tricky because they haven't met much, and I think Brentford will be in a bit of trouble. They have lost their players. I've seen Wises trying to rebel also not to play for them. He even unfollowed them in the social media. So, and also Sunderland are coming from a loss. They just lost to Burnley the other week. So I think Sunderland will win here, and they will win convincingly. I think 3-0 to Brentford to Sunderland. So because Brentford, they're not really the guys that they used to be, and I'm really fearing for them. They will be relegated also this season.
Yeah, I kind of thought that, but then they won last week, and I think Sunderland lost, didn't they? Didn't they lose last week? Did
Yeah,
they
they
lose
lost against Burnley 2-0.
Burnley? So yeah, I think Brentford will just have too much, very slightly. So I think Brentford 2-1 for me.
Okay.
Tottenham have got Bournemouth.
This is very tricky game. Many people will try to give Tottenham the upper hand, but I think this will be a draw for me. I don't think, or if not win for Bournemouth, I think Tottenham will have a long day. So I'm going Bournemouth win or draw.
Okay, pick one.
I think 3-1 to Bournemouth.
Okay, fair enough. I'm going 2-2. Yeah, I think at home, I think Bournemouth are a tricky side. I don't want to say mid-table or anything like that, but it's yeah, that kind of game. They're kind of on the same kind of the same level, and I think Frank is still working things out. So yeah, I put 2-2 in that one. Wolves v Everton.
This one is, I think Everton will win because they're getting some good players finally in. I remember the other previous season they were not, when I think they have Sean Dash, they were not signing even any player. So, and Jack Grealish is really on top of this game right now. The other weekend he performed very well after coming on, and then the previous week he started. So I think Everton will end up getting another win, and it will be 3-2 to Everton.
Oh wow. Okay, I'm going to go. I agree with you. I'm going to go with 3-0 though because I think Wolves are in trouble. I think they're going down. So yeah. Leeds United against Newcastle United is the last game on Saturday.
I think Leeds play a very beautiful game, but they will be outplayed in that midfield because Newcastle have very physical midfield, and I think Newcastle will win this game, but it will be very narrow. 2-1 to Newcastle.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the physicality will just take over for Newcastle. What did you say? 3-1?
I said 2-1 to Newcastle.
2-1. I think 3-1. The first game on Sunday, the first 2 o'clocker, is Brighton against Man City.
I think Man City will thrash Brighton. They always do. So they always outplay them. So I think Man City will win, and they will win with 3-0 or no, if not 4-0. So I see them scoring so many goals. So I'll stick with 3-0.
Yeah, I actually think it'll be draw. I think it'll be a 2-2 draw. I don't know why. It's weird. But I live in Brighton, so I've got a soft spot. So yeah. Khalid's asked here, Sports, do you want Leeds to stay up? Yeah, of course I do. Yeah. I'm actually from Yorkshire, you know. Yeah, I'm actually from Yorkshire, so yeah. We are, in fact. Nottingham Forest against West Ham United.
I think Nottingham will get that win. West Ham, they are good, but I was not even rooting for them the start of the season. Either of them or Wolves, I was saying, one of them will go down. So I think Nottingham, being at home, I think they will really outplay West Ham, and they will also get a clean sheet. So I will go 3-0 for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, I'm going the same. I think West Ham are a shambles. I think Potter might be in trouble. I know they've brought a couple of players in this week, and God, do they need them? Oh my God, it's just yeah. I saw people, and I don't know if you've seen West Ham Place on Twitter and stuff, but I seen him go around saying that that they were better since they got rid of Rice and all this lot, and you're like, are you actually for real? Just seriously, absolute
that's serious.
madness. The R4 game is us, so we've already discussed that. But there we go. And I said 2-1. Did you say 2?
Yeah, you said 2-1.
So we both said 2-1. So
yeah, I said 2-0. You know, I don't
oh,
think
you said 2-0. Yeah. So, yeah. Okay. And Aston Villa Palace is the last game of the weekend.
Yeah, this is a tricky game, but I think Aston Villa will get the job done. Just being at home and coming from a loss, I think they will need to get a win, and it's not better place than at their own yard. So I think they will win, but it will be very, very tricky. I am going 3-1 to Aston Villa.
Okay. I think Palace win it. I think just Palace being on good form, and all right, they've lost Ezra, but I think they'll stand up. I think normally when they lose players, they don't seem to struggle too much. They seem to be a decent outfit, and I like Palace, I really do. So I think. Sorry, I sounded like bloody Alan McCoy then. But yeah, I think Villa struggle to be anywhere near Champions League spaces anyway this season. So yeah, and I think by the end of the season there might be people calling for Emery rather than Arteta. To be honest with you, no, I really do. It's just
I think the ideas of Emery is done because he doesn't know how to manage big team. That's a problem with him. He's a good manager, but for a middle team. So if it starts to go, Champions League sports and those pressure things, I don't think I can handle them. So I think his seat will be very hot this season.
Yeah, I think so as well, and I just think that he seems to be able to manage one thing really well, but when you put multiple things together, he's not very good at handling it. He's kind of proved it before, so yeah, I just think he'd be in trouble.
Yeah, me too.
Just might be answering critics before it's deserved, but there we go. Guys, please make sure you're hitting the like and the subscribe and dropping any comments in the comment section. I think we're going to wrap it up there. I think we've done everything we need to do. You got anything to add?
Yeah, not really. I think we have covered everything. So
nice.
I think it's okay.
Yeah. Have you got a channel yourself, or you just
Yeah, I've got it, but I've not yet started very well, but I have got it for now.
Okay. Well, yeah, if you want to promote it, then feel free. And yeah, if you need to send anything through my way, then I'll repost and stuff for you. So do. But yeah, I think that's us. This is Footy Corner. I'm Sparks. We'll see you next time. Good night.